Ahead on Up with KREM, high school seniors in Washington State could learn some major life skills in the classroom, the curriculum of a proposed course.
Plus, I'm tracking your forecast for the day today as well as this upcoming week as it will continue to be warm and dry.
Plus, just days after the 4th of July, big box stores are already rolling out the back-to-school supplies, while the shopping season is starting earlier this year. Good morning and thank you for starting your day here with us on Up with KREM. I'm Brandon T. Jones. Over in the Weather Center, we've got Jenny Power keeping us up to date with all of the latest weather conditions. So Jenny, what can we expect this Sunday heading into the new week?
Well, Brandon, it is still going to be feeling very summery out there across the inland Northwest. And as we take a look at the extended forecast, I know I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but temperatures today in Spokane will reach the low 80s. We will see lighter winds, and these are actually going to be some of the coolest temperatures we see out of the next 7 days, as temperatures are going to climb starting tomorrow as well as into the middle of this upcoming week. So as we take a look across the region here, temperatures are still close to our average. 83 is the high for Spokane. We're looking at 81 for Coeur d'Alene. Some low 80s up north to Bonners Ferry and Sandpoint, and take a look down on the Palouse. Highs just reaching the upper 70s there. 90 for Richland and the Tri-Cities with some mid 80s out in central Washington. Now, moving forward, we are seeing some partly cloudy skies out there. It will still be partly cloudy through this afternoon before we start to see a gradual clearing trend by tonight and into tomorrow. Winds are going to be also on the calmer side. Still a little bit of a light breeze at times, but not nearly as gusty as what we were dealing with yesterday. So that's kind of the good news. The full breakdown of your extended forecast and what you need to be prepared for the upcoming week, that's in just a few minutes.
All right, we've got lots going on this weekend across the inland Northwest, so we're breaking it all down for you here in your weekend What's Up. First up, day 2 of the Spokane Lavender Festival that's been happening this weekend, and there's going to be live music, vendors, food, crafts, games, and a bunch more. Make sure to bring those cameras out because you got to go ahead and get you some of those perfect photos of all of the blooming lavender fields. And the biggest celebration happening in Post Falls, the Post Falls Festival. It promises fun for the whole family all weekend long. And elsewhere in North Idaho, Sandpoint has a boat show this weekend. Dozens of wooden boats will be exploring the lake today, and that's from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. All right, the Long Bridge pedestrian path is opening back up this week. You might remember ITD closed the bridge for emergency repairs a couple of weeks ago. It won't be fully open, but there will be a designated path so people can avoid the areas that need more repair. All right, the Spokane Public Library is yet again heading into a budget shortfall for next year. They say if the city of Spokane does not give them more funding, they will have to make some big cuts. They would have to close all libraries on Sundays and Mondays. They would also cut senior and daycare services in half. It would also impact what the library is able to purchase, like books and other materials. The library is asking the city of Spokane for $2.3 million in bridge funding for 2027. And new this week, Washington State Superintendent Chris Reichel proposed a new course for high school seniors. It would be a year-long and help students build a resume, register to vote, apply to a job, college, or the military, and even get financial aid. It would combine the existing semester-long civics requirement with another credit in financial literacy and post-secondary readiness. Reichel hopes the legislature adopts this graduation requirement during the 2027 legislative session. And kids are just settling into summer break, but if you've been to Target or Walmart recently, they're already stocked for back-to-school shopping. Karen Kafa says this is the new normal.
We're finding even though families are feeling economic pressure, it's almost treated as a non-negotiable.
In recent years, back-to-school shoppers have been met with sticker shock for reasons ranging from post-pandemic supply chain problems to tariffs. This year, gas prices have fallen off Iran war-related peaks, but they're still higher than 1 year ago. And survey data released by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York Tuesday showed consumers expect more pressure from higher prices. That's why retailers are stretching the season and the sales for consumers to browse now.
As retailers, move their sales earlier, consumers are responding to that. And we know that the consumer is very price conscious right now. They want to stretch their dollar.
Kelly Peterson, global retail leader for PwC, says their research finds more families using AI tools, especially for deal hunting.
They're also actually finding it to understand and predict where the timing around promotions is going to be. So they're using AI as almost like a digital assistant to try to figure out when should they be buying.
And retailers will be watching to see how resilient consumers remain.
This is going to be a really important season, and it will give us a perspective on where the consumer is headed as we move on in the year.
In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Well, some Idahoans still haven't seen their tax returns because the state ran out of money to pay them. How much longer they'll have to wait, just ahead. And a new arcade bar in Lewiston is more than just a place to play pinball and Pac-Man. How it's helping a father and son